You're thinking about buying a house, and your question is, how much home can you really afford? Will it be your dream house or financial nightmare? Welcome to Can You Really Afford That House? Let's find out. I'm Monica Williams, and this is But It's My First Time, where we keep real estate simple, fun, and stress-free. Today, we'll break down how much house you can actually afford and not just what the bank tells you. Stick around to the end because I've got some special tips that could save you thousands over the life of your loan. Let's do this. If you've been pre-approved, you might be thinking, great, the bank says I can afford this much, so I'm good to go. But hold up. Just because they'll lend you that much doesn't mean you should spend that much. Let's start with this. When a lender pre-approves you, they're looking at your income, your debts, your credit score. Basically, a numbers game. What they're not looking at, that weekend brunch habit or the Amazon package that shows up at your door every other day. It's for the house, right? And the fact that you like to travel, shop, or do literally anything fun. The bank will approve you for the max amount they think you can afford, but that doesn't mean it's the right amount for your lifestyle. Here's a tool I love, a mortgage calculator. You'll plug in your income, debts, and down payment, and it'll give you an estimated monthly payment. It's super easy. And when you actually land on the house that you love, you're going to ask your lender for a loan estimate to see the true cost. Have you heard of the 28-36 rule? Sounds official, right? Like something a financial guru in a suit would tell you. But let's break it down. It says no more than 28% of your income should go toward your mortgage, and no more than 36% of your income should go toward all of your debts. Sounds smart, and it is, kinda. But here's the thing. This rule doesn't care if you live in California where everything costs more, or if you have childcare costs, or if you even just like having money left over for vacations. It also doesn't care that you have a weekend coffee habit, a shoe collection, or a deep love for spontaneous road trips. It's just the math. That's why I say, use it as a starting point, not a rule set in stone. So how do you determine your housing? Instead of using the dreaded B word, let's call it your fun and freedom plan. Because buying a home shouldn't mean giving up the life you love. This is where you decide how much house you want without giving up the things that make life fun. What you need to save for before you move in. Because takeout gets expensive when your kitchen is still full of moving boxes. Instead of just plugging numbers into a rule, think of it like this. Would you rather have the biggest house possible or the one that still lets you live your life? That's why I always recommend using a spending and saving map. See what I did there? To make sure your mortgage fits your lifestyle and not the other way around. Try this. If your new mortgage payment is going to be $400 more than your rent, try putting the extra $400 aside each month in your savings account for a few months. If it feels too tight, you might want to dial back on that price. Here's another resource you'll want to check out, a budgeting worksheet. This will help you break down your income and actual monthly expenses so you can see what you really have left over for a mortgage payment. We've now covered how much house you can afford each month. But what about the upfront cost, the down payment? Just saying those words makes some people panic, but breathe. I've got great news. You've probably heard that you have to put down 20%, but do you though? No, that's a myth. If you have 20%, great. You'll avoid PMI, private mortgage insurance. But if you don't, no worries. There are options for first-time buyers that let you put down way less, like 3% or even 0%. Yes, you heard me, 0%. And before you ask, okay, Monica, what's the catch? There isn't one. These programs exist to help first-time buyers, and you might already qualify. VA loans let you buy a home with 0% and no PMI. Huge win. USDA loans, not just for farmers. If you're buying in a qualifying rural area, and yes, some suburbs count, you can get a home with 0% down. Credit unions and special programs. Some lenders and credit unions offer low down payment options without PMI. But what if you need to save up? Doesn't have to be painful. Let's turn it into a down payment challenge. Here's the deal. If you save just $5 a day, that's one fancy coffee, a fast food run, or that random Amazon package you forgot about, you'd have $1,825 in a year. Do that for 2 years, that's over $3,600. Combine that with a low down payment program and boom, you're way closer to buying a home than you think. And if you get a tax refund, work bonus, or a side hustle money, that can go straight into your home sweet home fund too. So instead of thinking I'll never save enough, let's flip it. What small daily swaps can help you hit your home goal faster? Let's talk about the stuff that doesn't show up in the pre-approval letter. You've got your mortgage payment mapped out. You've figured out your down payment. But what about that sneaky stuff? The things that pop up after you've got the keys in your hand. Let's talk about what you don't want to forget. Before you even get to move in, there's one last financial hurdle. Number 1, closing cost. 2 to 5% of your home price. These cover your lender fees, escrow, title insurance, and all the fun legal stuff. Okay, said no one ever. They usually run 2 to 5% over your home price. On a $350,000 home, that's $7,000 to $17,500. Some lenders and even sellers might help cover some of these costs, so don't be afraid to ask. 2, moving expenses, $500 to $5,000 plus. Hiring movers, renting a truck, buying boxes and tape. Moving isn't cheap. You could spend anywhere from $500 for a DIY move or $5,000 or more for a professional move if you're going long distance. 3, home maintenance. 1 to 3% of your home price per year. Owning a home means you are now the landlord. If something breaks, guess who gets to pay for it? Yup, you. A good rule of thumb is to set aside 1 to 3% of your home's price each year for maintenance. That's about $3,500 to $10,500 per year for that $350,000 home. Not everything will break at once, but roofs, AC units, and plumbing don't last forever. And trust me, you'd rather have a stash of cash ready than panic when your AC dies in July. 4, property taxes and insurance, and that will vary by location. If you're in California, property taxes are usually around 1.1% of your home's value per year. Homeowners insurance, that depends on where you live. But in California, expect at least a $1,500 per year price, more if you live in a fire zone. These are costs that are usually built into your mortgage payment, but they can go up over time, so keep an eye on them. Moral of the story? Don't spend every last penny on your down payment or closing costs. Keep a oh crap fund for those fun surprises like, hey, my water heater is leaking. Thanks for staying to the end. Here's your special tip. You want to afford more house without stretching your budget? Here's a little secret: house hacking. Buy a home with extra space like a duplex, ADU, or even a house with a rentable room, and let someone else pay part of your mortgage. A lot of first-time buyers don't even realize they can do this. Contact me and say house hack if you want to see what's available in your price range. So now you've got a real answer to the question, how much house can you actually afford? We've covered how lenders see your finances, the fun and freedom plan, down payment options or lack of one, and those sneaky costs that love to pop up. And now you're ahead of the game. Home ownership isn't just about getting pre-approved. It's about feeling comfortable with what you're spending. And the best way to do that? Plan ahead. If this helped, hit that like button and subscribe for more first-time homebuyer tips. Got questions? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to help. I'm Monica Williams, and this has been But It's My First Time, helping you buy your first home without the guesswork. And don't forget to grab those resources I mentioned below. Let's do this.